Hello Tube Dwellers and welcome. I'm the Arcadean and this is Mabinogi Duel. I'm still in Portugal this week, so I really hope these videos are going out okay. But I'll be back next week regardless, so everything will be back to normal then. This week, we're running a PvP deck featuring Closer Misteltein, that cute little boy? Girl? It's a little difficult to tell, I admit. Nevertheless, Misteltein hits like a Mack truck. Misteltrain. Hits like a train. Let's take a look at the deck. So, first of all, we have Ambush Vine. Ambush Vine or Hidden Spider would do perfectly well here. The idea is to have something that you can keep in your deck for the early game to bring out when they play their early game creatures and spells, so that you can have some board presence without spending too much resources, and gives you something they can't plan for. Next is Hyena King, standard 1-cost green minion. We're using Hyena King over Elf because of the prevalence of Heavy Offering. Light Elf for when you feel that you're safe from the Heavy Offering, anything level 2 or above, and you're A-OK. And if they've already placed a creature, you can drop Elf. Holy Missile, 1-cost removal spell, exceptionally good against Dark, and Dark is extremely common in the PvP meta, so just go with that. Skeleton, 1-cost creature card, always have those in there. Let's see, Arrow of Revenge, some direct damage just in case they're doing any shenanigans, Demon Fiozenior style, and it's also nice to have a little bit of damage that you can throw out there that your opponent's not anticipating. Cocoon of Evolution to deal with the big nasty creatures, the Doom Machines and the Jurgens and so on and so forth that would otherwise utterly shut you down. Command Hunting, low-cost removal spell in green. A normal hunt would work out fine as well, but Command Hunting packs just that little extra punch, so it's worth having in there. Then a Light Hunt, because it does more damage than Surprise Attack, and this deck kind of needs as much damage in spells as it can possibly get a hold of, because most of its creatures are quite weak in terms of actual attack value. Next up, Vampire. Vampire's here as basically a utility tank. You can toss him out in front of just about anybody, draining all of the health, rendering Vampire very difficult to kill, and pretty much guaranteeing that the Vampire will land the finishing blow on whoever you placed him in front of, or at the very least, reduce the opponent down within removal spell range. Closer Misteltein himself, because yes, it is a boy. Closer Misteltein is fantastic for utility. It can just shunt all the enemy creatures right out of the way, giving all of your creatures a free shot on the opponents, as well as potentially outputting a significant amount of removal damage as well. Very nice to have. And finally, we're using the Dark Spear. This is an AoE damage spell, but we're also using it to lower the attack value of the enemy that it hits. Misteltein himself can generally kill anybody that the Icy Spear doesn't, so it's nice to have the attack value decrease for when there's simply no killing the creature. And that's about it. It's quite a simple deck, but nevertheless it packs an awful lot of punch. So let's dive right into the first battle and see how it goes. Alright, first fight against a Korean player using the Shaley hero, it seems. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed that we're using Tina, despite the fact that we have no gold. This is basically just because some people have been asking me what's the best heroes to use, and I basically just want to demonstrate that it's not that important. It can definitely help, and it's a good idea to use heroes to supplement your deck's weaknesses and so on and so forth, but it's not absolutely crucial. Alright, so we dropped down an elf because we figured we could bait out the Heavy Offering if there was any there, but there was none, so that's great. And we've planted an Ambush Vine just in case she brings out anybody that'll bump the elf out of the way and allow him to keep doing his business. Aileron +1 Dark. Okay, well, I haven't seen that one in a little while, actually. It's no problem. We'll drop the Command Hunting, and that'll take care of the Aileron, leaving us with Elf and Ambush Vine on the field. Let's see. What does she counter with? An Albi Stone Golem, okay. Generally used in PvG arenas, but Yeah, definitely doable for PvP. We'll ignore it for the moment. There's nothing we can really do about it at the moment. Level up and just let the ambush vine do a little bit of damage. Poor little ambush vine goes down, but now it's back in the grave and it'll come out again. So we're going to drop the vampire in order to take as much health off it as possible and bump our own vampire up. And then... yeah, we'll just charge up at that point, actually. We're ready for Misteltein to come out, so I want to see if she's going to drop anybody else. The Albi is weak enough now that the Misteltein will kill it and deal the damage to whatever's on its left-hand side, so that would be good if we can get a little combo going. Scathach. Okay, well, so much for the combo. Out comes the ambush vine, which is nice because it pushes the elf out of the way. Unfortunately, the elf gets bumped all the way to the far left, meaning that if we push with Misteltein, Scathach's still going to kill the elf. Oh, Scathach, you are a trial. Alright. Well, we're basically going to have to do Misteltein because I don't want... now that's unfortunate. Okay. Yeah. That is unfortunate. Alright, well, no matter. We're going to take some damage from the Albi's ability. And Scathach will turn our elf into a dead, and then Albi's ability will destroy the elf dead thing. Oh, no, Misteltein's right in front of her. Oh, wow. Our positioning is not great. And Xena comes out onto the field. Okay. All right, well, that's a lot of heavy hitters out onto the field at the moment, but we're not sunk yet. We've got one more until the ice spear is ready. So we could discard and play it now, but there's not an awful lot of point. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop the cocoon, onto which Xena, buy ourselves a little bit of time and level up. So now we should be in a much better position. Scathach is going to kill Misteltein, which is unfortunate, but there's nothing we can really do about it. Fortunately, he does jump in front of the Albi, so that prevents him from dealing any extra damage on us. And next turn... well, at the end of this turn, Scathach is going to transform back to normal. So next turn, we have a really good shot at using the Icy Spear to deal an awful lot of damage. Down goes the Vampire, but we're okay with that because she spent way more at that point to remove him than we spent to cast him initially. And he's not crucial for our plans at the moment. So, now we're actually in a pretty decent position. If we drop the Icy Spear... Ice Spear, not Icy Spear. That'll kill... Albi and the Cocoon Xena and takes Scathach down pretty low. Now, unfortunately, the Holy Missile won't kill her because that would have been best. So we'll drop the Hunt. We've managed to mitigate her damage thus far, but I don't really want to allow her to transform again. Okay. All right, well, we're in a pretty good position. Especially since she just put herself into arrow range. I mean, she was basically down there anyway. If she kept the cards in her grave, Arrow of Revenge would have killed her. And if she revived out of her grave, again, Arrow of Revenge is going to kill her now. So at this point... yeah, I mean, at this point, unless she has some sort of self-healing capability, some sort of self-healing card, which she can't have... looking at her resources, there's not really anything that she can do, unfortunately for her. So she appears to be thinking about it. Or is she just playing the timer, hoping to irritate us into quitting? Because this is a thing that people do. And to everybody that's watching, I hope you don't do this. This is, it's fairly childish behavior, especially in 1v1. There's not an awful lot of point. There we go. Okay, so she's hit the charge, so I guess we'll probably be waiting another 30 seconds. Oh well. Well, we might as well take this time to chat, shall we? How are you doing? Doing good? Everything okay? How's the wife? Husband? Kids? All good? Good. Excellent. Anyway. As far as the deck goes, you can basically see the point of it. There's a lot of low attack value creatures with low cost. The idea is basically just to keep cycling onto the field. Never overcommit, never play more creatures than you absolutely require on the field at any given time. The objective is not to kill your opponent quickly, it is simply to kill your opponent. If you flood the field, then you put yourself into a very awkward position. AoE attacks will... There we go. Okay, finally. All right, here we go. So we could, be bad manners as well and all this stuff, but let's just finish it nice and quickly. And there we go. All right. Kill number 1 by Misteltein. Next fight. Okay, fight number 2 against Gift Guio 698. All right, using Skald, one of my favorite heroes. Let's see how this goes. All right, mana, green, and light. Interesting. All right, so we will start out with a Hyena King because there's no darkness, so we don't need to worry about drag to hells or anything. There's nothing that she can immediately kill us with possible exception for hunting, and I don't see her using that. Okay, Alron. All right, no problem. Again, we'll just use the command hunting as we did in the last fight. Get rid of her. Hyena King gets his attack off, taking her down to the same number of hit points as... she uses a Book of Knowledge. Okay, interesting. We're just going to level up and hit. She's going to level up herself. Yep, there she goes. And then we get yet another hit off with the Hyena King at the end of this turn. We're not under any pressure, so we're just going to take the opportunity to build up some resources, see what she's going to do. This is a very reactive deck rather than proactive. If you just throw your cards out, your opponent will counter them and you'll be left with very little way of taking momentum back. So you've got to play it slow to begin with. Beastkin David. Okay, fantastic. I want that card to be good. I really do. I want it to be good so much, but it just isn't, unfortunately. So, unfortunately, bye-bye, David. And we'll charge up again, and Hyena King attacks. Okay, so we've had Alron, Beastkin David, and Automata Turk. Fascinating. We will drop a Cocoon of Evolution, just to stop it from charging up and flooding the field, and level up to 3, putting us quite far in the lead in terms of experience, which is great. Okay, she charges, and what will she do? She's dropping blue, so counterspell, basically. We got to remember that. I don't want to use Misteltein right now, if I can avoid it. So we'll play the skeleton. I want her to place something to the left of the cocoon. Misteltein can come out, kill the cocoon, then deal 12 damage to whatever's on the side of it. Capture. Really? Okay. I guess she just really wants... I mean, she must be thinking that if she can get the cocoon to activate on Turk, that'll put her into a really, really good position. But unfortunately for her, it's not going to work out. And unfortunately for us, we have to kill our own hyena in the process. Poor little guy. Oh well. We'll charge up twice and just try to maintain our resource lead. We've got very good damage on the board now. We really don't need to be outputting more. Okay, ambush. Down it goes. All right. Okay. It's unfortunate. But we'll place the elf and revive to get our hand back, and then charge up, and we'll just see what she does. She still has that counter spell in the grave, so we got to remember that. Okay, so she just charged up. That's fine. Gives us a free shot, really, so we'll just charge up ourselves. Not really any point in playing any creatures at the moment. Let the elf do its thing. Beastkin Hobie. Wow, okay, so 2 Beastkins, Automata Turk, Owlron. She really is bringing out a lot of heavy hitters with this one. Alright, so again, we got to remember she's got the counterspell, so we'll throw out the Arrow of Revenge to bait that out. Counterspell activates onto the arrow, and we drop the cocoon onto Obi. We really don't want him to get underway. He can be problematic. And then we'll charge up. At this point, we can kill the cocoon quite easily. We could kill it with a command hunting, a normal hunt, an icy spear, anything really will work. Oh, okay. Titanoboa. Okay. All right, well then, that's not too bad. We'll drop Misteltein. Misteltein will deal the damage. Boom, well, shun them out of the way, then deal the damage. Boom, boom. That puts us into a really strong position, but she could come back with the blue, so... Alright, there goes the counterspell again. That's fine. It would have been nice if we could just gotten Titanoboa off the field, but... it's okay. We'll just play the vampire. Oh, and and she decides to forfeit. Okay, I guess she had nothing left after the counterspell used up all of her blue. So, that's all from Misteltein, that pushy little fellow. And that's all from this video as well. If you'd like to copy this deck directly into your game, just use the share code provided up in the top right hand corner. To everyone that's subscribed so far, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. And until next time, have fun and good luck.